Hello and welcome to the studio. It's my opportunity to show you my live setup and to show you how I create tracks and all sorts of things. So let's dive in. I'm going to show you the digital side of things over here, the analog setup, how I integrate things like the handpan, singing bowls, and obviously the bass, these basses. Okay, let's start with the DAW. I use Ableton. So the DAW I use is Ableton Live. I've got 11 channels set up for this, and it's just audio that goes into these apart from the MIDI synths 6, 7 and 8. Basically just use a MIDI controller to trigger the soft synths in there. Channel 1 is for the kick from the TR-8S drum machine. I can then audio out to the other channels to sidechain. Just a bit of compression and EQ in that channel. Channel 2 is for the basses. I've got a looper set up in there, set up to a foot controller, and also a couple of extra effects I can switch on, a bit of distortion, for example. 3 and 4 are the analog synths. I've got the Arturia Micro Brute and the Behringer Model D, lovely synths, and then again just sidechaining from the kick into them, and a little bit of compression and reverb. Channel 5 is all of the other sounds from the drum machine apart from the kick, and then 6, 7 and 8 are the soft synths that I use. Quite a useful feature in Ableton where you can create dummy clips, and that shows, you can see it here at the bottom, program change. So you can program basically preset to come up just by the press of the button on the mixer. Again, it's really useful for playing live. Channels 9 and 10 are dedicated to the microphone, so I use that for the handpan, singing bowls, and obviously any voice work that I want to do. Channel 10 holds all the effects and records everything into the looper in channel 9. I'll keep them separate so I can just mute out the mic and it doesn't pick up too much background noise. And then finally, channel 11, I use that purely for recording what comes out of the other channels. So it's a stereo channel record, and that's it. Okay, so just to show you a little bit more about the studio. The MX1 mixer, so this links up really nicely with Ableton. It's got all sorts of functions on there. It's got a different set of channel effects as well, and you can do global effects on it. Really quite a live performance mixer. You can do all sorts with that. Down here is the Roland TR8S, absolutely beautiful bit of kit. It's got trigger outs on it as well, which is awesome for triggering all the analog gear. I've got a sequencer down here, so I've got a trigger out going to that, and that sets off the sequences, obviously for the Boog and the Brute if I want to. Also, I've got to tell you more about this. The playability of it. It's got each drum sound you can fade in and out. You can tweak the sounds on the go. It's got fills. It really excites me. You can actually play a gig with this all by itself. It's got an SD card. You can load your own samples in. It's wicked, absolutely wicked. Over here, the Native Instruments Complete Control MIDI keyboard. Again, I've chosen this because it's just really easy to tweak parameters in the soft synths. So you can set up macros and things, or use the preset macros. They're pretty good sometimes. Then apart from that, so I've got the lovely analog synths over here. I started to get more organic sounds in as well. So I've got the handpan, and I've got a couple of singing bowls that my dad got for me from Goa. Good man. Double bass, electric double bass. So I've had that for about 20 years and I absolutely love that thing. And then I've got a couple of regular electric basses as well, just for things like slap bass and just different bass sounds. There's so many different bass sounds. You can layer them up, all sorts you can do. So I might as well just try and perform something, and just to give you an idea what it's like. Right, I haven't got a clue what I'm going to play yet, so I'm going to use, what I'll do is I'm going to use the bass line that I just used in the intro. So let's get that going. I'm going to change the drum pattern though. Let's see. Let's fucking create a new drum pattern. Yeah. Okay, so that's just a little experiment of what you can do and just improvise and get some sounds together. Yeah, what I do is press record and listen back to it, pick out bits I like. Sometimes it just evolves really nicely. Sometimes it sounds shit, but yeah, it's all part of the